Welcome to The Explainer. Let's jump right in, because today we are unpacking two highly relatable childhood stories to discover some truly profound, actionable lessons on honesty and respect. We're going to look at the psychology of making mistakes when we're young and how those early missteps, well, they're actually the perfect training ground for adulthood.
Section 1. Growing Up and Making Mistakes, Learning Through Childhood Case Studies. So, let's establish a universal truth right off the bat. Growing up means making mistakes.
I want you to think about this for a second. Have you ever made a mistake and immediately tried to hide it? You know, maybe you broke a vase when you were 7, or hey, maybe you missed a deadline last week. That instant, panicked feeling of wanting to cover up a misstep is a totally universal human reflex.
Which brings us to Section 2. Usman's Tangled Web. Case Study 1. The Trap of Lying. Our first analysis focuses on a young boy named Usman, who makes a classic error in judgment. He chooses going to the park over doing his homework.
He figures, I'll just do it later. But surprise, later never happens. And this perfectly illustrates the anatomy of deception. Step 1, he skips the work. Then, to avoid getting in trouble, step 2, he tells his mom he did it. But then he gets to school and the pressure really mounts. Step 3, he tells his teacher he forgot it at home. The teacher pushes back, right? So Usman panics, and we hit step 4. He claims he lost it entirely. It's wild how one simple, quote-unquote, harmless lie snowballs into this massive thing. Usman is suddenly trapped in this highly stressful timeline of his own making, literally saying he feels scared.
And that gives us a super clear takeaway. Lying brings trouble. The immediate consequence of Usman's actions isn't just a bad grade, it's this massive internal friction and anxiety. It absolutely proves that avoiding the truth, even when it seems like the easy way out in the moment, actually makes life significantly harder.
Section 3. The Power of Truth, the Antidote to Deception. So eventually, the weight of all these lies becomes way too much for Usman, and he confesses his mistake to his teacher. This moment of honesty is the circuit breaker, and what's really fascinating here is the cultural and spiritual grounding of the lesson. When Usman goes home, his mother doesn't just scold him, she provides this profound piece of guidance. She says, Allah likes those who tell the truth. This anchors the whole idea that honesty isn't just some societal rule to keep order, it's a highly valued spiritual trait. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. We go straight from the crushing difficulty and anxiety of lying directly to the respect and peace that truth brings. Once Usman actually sits down, does his work, and stands by the truth, his teacher immediately praises him. The friction is just gone. The truth literally sets him free to be a better student. Moving on to Section 4, Ahmad's Mosque Mischief, Case Study 2, Forgetting Where We Are. Let's pivot to our second case study, shifting our focus from internal honesty to external situational awareness. Here we meet a boy named Ahmad, who is heading to the mosque.
Now, Ahmad is full of energy, and despite being explicitly warned beforehand not to cause mischief, he lets his excitement get the absolute better of him the second he walks through the doors. He completely forgets his surroundings. He's running incredibly fast indoors, he's making noise while people around him are actively trying to pray, and then he crosses the ultimate boundary. He approaches the microphone used by the imam and starts playing with the buttons.
He presses a button and something goes wrong. He says, "Oops, what happened?" And you know, this is the crucial turning point. It's that sudden, jarring realization where the fun stops and the reality of his environment just crashes down on him.
Section 5. Respecting Sacred Spaces, the Antidote, Adab. So, how is this handled? Instead of a harsh, loud scolding, which, let's be honest, usually just makes a kid defensive, the imam gently steps in to explain the rules.
This brings us to a really transformative concept, adab. The imam introduces this concept, which translates to proper etiquette and deep respect. Specifically, adab-i-masjid means the manners required when inside a mosque. By giving Ahmad a specific framework for his behavior, the imam isn't just saying don't do that, he's teaching him exactly how to exist in this specific space.
And the shift in mindset is profound. Look at the stark contrast here. We move completely away from the chaotic mischief of running and making noise, straight to the clear expectations of adab, sitting peacefully, staying quiet, and engaging in prayer. There's zero ambiguity. To really solidify this, Ahmad's friend Hamza steps in to sum up the why behind all these rules. He reminds him, the mosque is a very lovely place because it is the house of Allah. This beautifully emphasizes that sacred spaces demand our utmost respect, not because of arbitrary rules, but because of their inherent value. Section 6. Growing better every day. Extracting the life lessons. As we bring both of these case studies together, we can really step back and see the bigger picture. Both Usman and Ahmad made significant errors, right? They lied, they disrupted, they broke the rules.
But their mistakes were actually necessary stepping stones. Here is what you should truly take away from this explainer. First off, mistakes are completely normal, but actively learning from them is the ultimate goal. Second, as Usman showed us, honesty is always a better strategy than falling into the exhausting trap of lying. Third, environments matter. Sacred spaces require specific etiquette, or adab. And finally, in both stories, everything turned around the exact moment the boys offered a sincere apology. That admission of fault is always your very first step to growing better.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought, because understanding these ideas is great, but actually applying them, that's what truly matters. How will you practice radical honesty and proper respect in your own life today? Where can you stop a snowballing lie, or maybe show a little more adab to your surroundings? Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer today. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you next time.